Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television and radio talk show where truth matters. You can find us syndicated on Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com. You can also find us on the radio now. We're on the biggest country giant radio station located in South Carolina, WZLA, and you can find us there as well. A few more things we're working on. I can't tell you about it yet, and I'm dying to tell you. So this is going to be great. So I can't wait to tell you. Continue sending email, Donna@donnasedge.com, Donna@donnasedge.com. If you have any questions, especially for these two, Chuck and Mary Lynn Bailey, who are with Alabama Fair Tax. And if you have any questions pertaining to that, and quite a few of you have sent some emails. And so got a lot of new listeners, and we appreciate that as well. So we'll get to the questions and everything in just a few minutes. But I wanted to talk about some of our new sponsors, just a couple of minutes of that. Adama Naturals and Cafe, they are located in the Anderson Mall. And the Anderson Mall by themselves, they are sponsors as well. I have to tell you something. I never got away from the mall thing. What I like about a mall is you can actually go when it's hot and when it's cold, and you don't freeze to death, you don't burn up. So the temperature is always just right in there. So I love the mall myself. So this Anderson Mall is really expanded, just like the Gadsden Mall in Alabama. So you want to check them out. Now, what they do at the Naturals and the Cafe, they have like bath bombs and salts and stuff like that. And they have a little cafe over there. So as a matter of fact, I'm going there for remote later on tonight. And so we're going to give you more information about what they're about. So I'm all excited about that. And also now I hope you hear me pronounce this correctly. The name of this business is Kiss My Glass. Okay, it's glass. That sounds like a name of a store my son would have come up with. And I really do love these folks here. And what they do is make glass. So if you're looking for a big project in your home, maybe a big window setting or something like that, she can do this for you. And I'm telling you, she's very talented. And it's Elizabeth Gibson. And also, if you're looking for smaller packages, maybe something for your special person on Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day is going to be coming up too. She can do whatever you want. Everything is catered, and it's art. It's total art. I'm just going to tell you. She does a great, great job. So I'm going to be out there with them as well. And then also, one of my friends actually sells water filters. His name is Mark Metz. And so he's on the show with us too. We'll have another show with him about that. So if you're concerned with what's in your water, it's for a reason, okay? So this is like a filter, and you really need to get this. It's definitely worth the investment. Phil and I have it now. I can tell the difference in the way the water tastes when I'm washing my face, when I'm washing my hair. It doesn't, and before, because this long hair right here, okay, when you wash the hair, there would be some kind of a residue. I couldn't get it out. The only way I could get it out was to use vinegar, which was a huge help. I don't have to use vinegar anymore now when I wash my hair. So you need to check Mark out. And he does business all over the whole world. His telephone number is 864-528-9078. You'll be glad that you did. Make sure you mention my name so he knows that I'm sending him some business as well. But again, thank you so much for watching. More sponsors. I want to thank all the Alabama sponsors for staying with us as well. You guys, I dig y'all. So I got to be with everybody on Monday, and it was a whole lot of fun. Okay, Chuck and Mary Lynn Bailey are with me right now. And Alabama Fair Tax, it feels kind of like we're going in that direction in some cases under Trump. And that's where most of the response is. People have asked me questions. They wanted me to ask you, do you feel like Trump is going to do that? Is he doing fair tax?
It seems like he's been influenced by it because there are a lot of things in it, like the no tax on tips, the less taxes on Social Security for specific recipients, and no tax on overtime. But all of those things have they have boundaries and they have parameters around them. Whereas with the fair tax, it's just no tax on anything until you buy a new product or service for your personal use. So it kind of sounds like fair tax, but it's not, because I forget, there was one tax that somebody came up with that they wanted to take care of, and by the time it went through the Congress and everything, it had so much junk added to it that it was, they collected less tax than they would have if they just left it alone. It's really the income tax is really a behavior control mechanism for the government to use.
Yeah. And it actually doesn't collect all that much money, because by the time they, all the things are taken out of it, it's all the exceptions and so on. It really, and the cost of collecting.
Yeah. That's the thing that people don't think about is it's $450-500 billion a year just to collect that stuff. Then there's another 300 or 400 billion for you to come up with the numbers on paper to send in. And then there's the hidden thing where tax evasion is about $1 billion a year. So there you are, you're spending almost 200 billion, no, almost 2 trillion to collect the tax, and then you're only getting 3 or 4 trillion. So it's not worth it. It's a big waste of money. It's behavior control.
It's behavior control. Yeah.
It is. And by the time it filters through a bunch of folks' hands, I mean, a lot of folks dip into that. I'm pretty sure. I'd bet my life on it.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the questions that I got this time around pertain to property taxes, because, that's the big talk right now. We shouldn't have to pay property. And you guys have been saying this for years.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're home. Why in the world are you paying property tax?
Well, the answer always comes back, well, who's going to pay for the city streets? Who's going to pay for the lights and everything? Well, that's just a few people paying for all of that. What needs to be done is to, it's a state tax. It's not a federal tax. So what needs to be done is for us to get the Alabama Economic Freedom Act into place, and then wrap the property tax in with that, and you wouldn't pay but a couple of pennies more in the tax. In the overall, it'd be less than we're paying in sales tax now. Plus, we wouldn't have any income tax to pay. So it's a win-win solution all around. And you're having everybody pay for the streets and the lights and everything, rather than just a few property owners.
Well, when it comes to it, though, everyone pays the property tax in some form or another.
Yeah, in some form or another.
Yeah, because the people who own apartments or who rent their houses, they don't do that, pay that out of the goodness of their heart. They actually collect that from the renters. So it's
where you save the money is you get rid of the cost of all of the ways you have of collecting that property tax, and it's just a simple retail tax when you buy something.
Yeah, if you just think about it, any tax that we have is just a pot of money that is collected, and there's no reason why we can't divide that up, collect it across the board, and make it less, because you're not employing a whole bunch of people to collect that. You're not spending your time to collect it. So it's just there are just so many reasons why we should just.
This is hilarious. So I've heard my granddad talk about this before. He said that there was an older gentleman. He was a penny pincher. I am too, but I do know when to stop. But anyway, he said this old guy went to a grocery store, and the sugar was like 20 cents a pound or something. It was incredibly low. This is like decades ago. And he said, the old guy said, well, you know what? It was 2 cents cheaper or something at another grocery store just right on down the road. So he didn't buy the sugar for 20 cents a pound. Well, he spent more money in fuel and time to go drive down the road across town or whatever to buy the other sugar. And that's what the government does. They did this crazy ways they spend our money. It's just insane. Makes absolutely no sense. It's a total waste of time, and it's a total waste of money.
Yeah,
it's highly convoluted and now totally corrupt.
Well, there's no reason why you should pay rent to the government for your home that you own, or any property that you own. It should be yours. Once you've paid for it, it should be yours. And
the founders said you should never be taxed for your labor, and that's what income tax is a tax on your labor. You're essentially a free indented servant to the government.
I think you just changed topics there.
No.
Property tax and income tax.
Well, it's the same thing.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, how did the whole property tax thing, when did all that begin? Do you know the history on that?
I really don't know.
It's just kind of slipped in over our eyes, I think.
I just know here in Alabama, the property tax is not onerous. It's relatively,
relative to other states. It's less.
But we paid about 3 times as much 25 years ago before we moved here, and it's actually started going up. It had stayed stable for a long time. But I do know that in Texas, I can speak about it because my sister and brother both live there. Their property tax is huge. Now they do not have income tax, which is a plus, but they make up for it in property tax. The fair tax really does a much better job because if you break your taxes up into little pots all over the place, it costs more money. It costs more money to collect it, and then you have to pick your winners and losers in each little area. And the fair tax has no winners and losers. It is actually it's winners all. There are no everyone pays the same tax. So it's.
Then there's a provision for untaxing your essentials of life. It's called the prebate, and that prebate gets most of the questions whenever we talk to anybody.
It does.
And it's a simple, just you get rebated the amount of tax you'd have to pay each month. And you'd get it the first of the month, and it would be according to the size of your family, not the size of your checkbook. It's a much better way. You don't have all the, there's a schedule that operates by. There's no fancy formulas or anything. It's just you got a wife and 2 kids. Well, and you get X amount of dollars every month to cover the taxes because you know what the tax is. Nowadays, you don't know what the tax is because it's so convoluted when you add it up in the price of goods that you buy.
And it's based on the poverty level, which is set by Health and Human Services. So
each year,
it changes each year. This year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, for a single person, they would have the taxes. They would be rebated or prebated because it comes before you spend the money. Up to the tax on $1,200 a month. So essentially, if you want to spend you can spend the money any way you want to, but if you want to compartmentalize it, you can say you can buy $1,200 worth of groceries tax free. So that covers, one of the things that everybody wants to have is tax free groceries. Well, we have tax free everything up to poverty level.
And that's the way it ought to be. You everything, if you just sit down and contemplate your navel for a while, you will realize that the only place taxes are ever paid is when you buy something new.
Yeah,
taxes are paid then because all these other guys, that's just that's flim flam. So the government control the corporations and the little guy trying to make a living. So. And that's the reason why there's so much pushback on it is because all those guys lose their gravy train if they don't have to, if you don't have to pay taxes until you buy something.
And actually, if it ever is implemented, we have to make sure that there are no exemptions or deductions. The rebate can be the only part of it that would be exempted, if you want to call it that. But once you start having exemptions and deductions, you're starting to pick winners and losers. And in a free country, there should be no winners and losers. We should all be, taxed equally.
Absolutely, we should. Let's go into a commercial break. I can't believe how fast the show goes by, and we'll be right back in just a few minutes. Everybody hang in there.
Queen City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Queen City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community. Whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need, toys at Christmas, or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Because of your overwhelming support, our 1488 MyPillow has been one of the biggest sales in MyPillow history. I couldn't think of a better way to say thank you than to extend our wholesale pricing through Christmas. Get a classic standard MyPillow for only $14.88. Upgrade to a queen size, just $18.88. King size, only $1 more. Get my body pillows for only $29.88. And ready? Multi-use MyPillows, only $9.88. It's perfect time to stock up for Christmas gifts for everyone on your list. Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our wholesale pricing, including my classic standard MyPillows, only $14.88. But that's not all. I'm so confident you're going to love our classic MyPillows that I'm going to extend my 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st, 2025. Plus, orders over $75 ship absolutely free.
Donna's Designs offers a line of handmade memorial, wedding, and keepsake jewelry that launched back in 1970. I'm a self-trained jewelry designer, and I will work closely with you to create unique designs you can love and treasure for years to come. Whether that be flowers that were used in a funeral arrangement or stones you found on the beach at a memorable trip, call me at 256-659-4319, and let's think of the possibilities.
Okay, we are.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television and radio talk show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 2 p.m. on the Eastern time zones. I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. Thank you so much for your email. You don't know what it means to me. I love hearing from you. Donna at donnasedge.com. Donna at donnasedge.com. I'll take everything that you've got. You know, the reason we do this show, so when you have recommendations you would like for me to do a little research, I'm the geek, okay? I was a geek in school, still am. continue sending those emails. I'll be glad to do that for you. Absolutely. I have Chuck and Mary Lynn Bailey with me right now. They are with Fair Tax, Alabama Fair Tax. One question that just keeps coming up too is about the prebate, and another one is business owners. And so I have Rita, who's a business owner, and she said, Donna, I have too much to have to change now. Is this going to be a huge time controlling thing if we switched over to Fair Tax?
It shouldn't be.
She shouldn't have to worry about it.
If
she's a retailer.
If she keeps inventory, which I can't imagine any business person not having an inventory, you know how much you buy, how much you sell each month, and how much that costs you, and if you have any refunds or whatever.
We got to separate. She's talking about a retailer now. Businesses won't be paid.
She didn't say whether she's retailer or what her business was.
Well, if she's just a business owner that supplies to somebody that's a retailer, she's not going to have a problem because all of that goes away.
There is no business-to-business tax, no corporate tax. It just is. If you sell at retail, then you would use your inventory to know how much you sold, and you pay.
You pay the tax off of that.
You pay the tax. And it's very simple. It's one page.
And any credits of taxes that you've had to do during the month back because somebody brought something back, well, then you just keep that amount and note that on the form, and you're done.
That's a credit.
And then be a credit for your monthly input. Or if you're a bigger company, it's probably going to be every 2 weeks or something like that. But it'll depend on how big you are, how often you have to report. Mm-hmm. But all of that goes away. People will be astounded by how much less work they'll have to do under this program.
Yeah, if you're concerned about the environment, you can imagine how much paper you're going to save.
The trees.
And pencil lead on your pencil. You'll be saving a lot of that too.
Erasers. Yellow paint.
Phil and I owned 8 retail stores, Nextel cell phone stores. And I'm just telling you, we spent most of our time, instead of running the business, we spent most of our time on paperwork. And I'm going to tell you, it's just not a good way to run your business. You can't, it's almost like it was a sinking hole. It's like you fell into a well and couldn't get out. It was we made a profit, but I'm just going to tell you, we could have made much more of a profit if we could have just run the business.
It's interesting that you say that, because that's the genesis of the fair tax. There were some billionaires in Houston who got together at lunch one day and said, if we could just not spend so much of our time in the boardroom talking about ways to evade, avoid. Okay,
legally avoid.
Legally avoid.
Get it right, Mary.
Okay, get taxes. But
we're going to be sending somebody knocking on your door because you said that word.
What you've been doing lately.
But if they didn't have to structure their businesses around the tax system, they could make so much money and be so much more productive. And I say they make so much more money, but they actually could be more productive and come up with more innovation. But what they do instead, and this is a kind of an off the topic thing, but we have talked before about contestants on television, those television contest shows like Wheel of Fortune, Price is Right, all this. There's an income tax man standing behind the curtain over there, and those people do not get out without paying their taxes.
Well, it's even worse than that. They don't get out without paying the tax, and they don't get the thing until everything's kosher as far as the government's concerned. Then they pick a place to go, like they win a car, they pick a place to go pick up the car, but you don't get it for nothing.
Yeah, and for the lottery, that's another thing. If you won the lottery, you would not have to give half of it to the government before you ever spend any of it. The only time you would spend any of that money would be when you buy something at retail. So and also that also goes for 401ks and IRAs and all of those. That money would be like a Roth, where you can take it out. Yeah. Well, actually, they wouldn't even be necessary.
Have to be
you could just put money in your savings account and spend it as you wish.
I actually know somebody who won a car on The Price is Right. And they couldn't take it because they didn't have enough money for the. They won it, but they didn't get it.
Yeah,
because the taxes were so high, and it was in California. So you just
that's the problem.
Yeah, I understand.
You're paying California taxes on everything.
I understand the house that they give away on, what is that? HGTV, when they give away those houses, they had to start supplementing money in there so that people could actually win the house, because nobody was ever able to afford the house and the car and all of the stuff that they gave you. Yeah.
I had another guest who analyzed that one time on the show, and this is what they said. They said, okay, if you win that, let me tell you what you're going to run into. First of all, it's going to be in a really super nice part of town. You're going to have homeowners association fees, which are going to be more like 10 times more than what you're used to paying on a regular house payment. Yeah. You're going to have that, and you're going to have to pay the taxes on it. Most people just sell it. They think they can handle it, and they're going ahead and sell it, or they take the prize money, which is a lot less than what the winning would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes sense to take it.
And then whoever does the show will take and sell a house anyway, and everybody's happy.
Yeah, everybody. It's so it's a win-win. I'm just telling you, it's a win-win not for the winner.
Yeah.
At all. But then if you can get, and I also know somebody who actually won. There was a home and garden. I don't know if they still do this or not. We were living in Charlotte, and she won that. And she said, Donna, I had relatives coming out of the woodwork who would even speak to me when I won that house. They were just, that was one thing. And then she had to sell it because you had to pay the taxes on it. And so she cleared out about $150,000.
Well, that's not nothing, but again, and as far as the relatives and things, that's a whole other topic. We don't have any control over that.
I don't think mine would come around even if I won 10 million thousand or whatever. So I don't know. Yeah. So, but yes, it was so funny. She said, Donna, people wouldn't even speak to me. Haven't spoken to me in 10 years. They're just buddying up to me now. And she said, I told them, look, that's the only reason you're coming around me. Just continue staying gone. But people change. And again, it's everything is built around giving the government more money so they can waste more and more money. Yeah. It's just incredible.
Yeah.
Another reason why it's hard to get the fair tax in place.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We've got about 2 minutes left in this segment. What would you guys like to say to the folks before they go?
Well, what I'd like to say is that if we're going to get the fair tax into place, and for the people in Alabama, the Alabama Economic Freedom Act, you got to call your representatives and senators and tell them that you want one or the other, depending on who you're calling. Mm-hmm. And your state senators and representatives for the state bill, and of course, Katie and Tommy, and whoever, Dale Strong, whoever your representative is in the congressional committees and everything up there. So that's what needs to be done, because they're not going to just listen to us say, you need to do this, you need to do it. They see us and smile at us, pat us on the head, and move along, next guy. So it's going to take everybody's voice raised before this gets done, and that's really all that's left, because I think the word's slowly getting out that there is a way available to fix this income tax thing, and it's the fair tax, or in Alabama the AEFA. So let's rock and roll.
Next year,
you do have a voice, so get it out there. I'm sorry, Mary.
Next year is the 250th anniversary of our country, and what a way to celebrate freedom, because that would be an absolutely way to be free.
Oh man, I would love that. And what I love about this, like you guys said earlier in the show, is it doesn't discriminate. I mean, everybody gets a fair shot at it. Absolutely. Right. I think it would encourage folks saving money. Folks like me would be saving more. So then you got your heavy spenders out there that would spend a lot of money. Yeah. But encourage, I think it'll just, whatever your thing is, you're going to be able to do it with fair tax. Let's go on ahead, and it's good seeing you guys again. And thank you guys so much for watching Donna's Edge. And you can find us again on Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com and all social media sites. We got all that covered for you too. And WZLA Radio, thanks for letting us be part of your team. We'll talk later.